Hello. Hello. Good evening, everyone. So we'll start today's live session. So let's start sharing the screen. So start on the fifth. So let's start with the session. So this week we'll solve two of the sample problems, and which will be till I'll the code I'll write right in front of you. So let's go for the first code. So we represent scores of batsmen across a sequence of matches in a two-level dictionary as follows. Match 1 has a nested dictionary calling player 1, which was scored 57, player 2 was scored 30. Like that, match 2, match 3 all have nested dictionary. Um, am I audible, right? Hello?
Yes, you are
Yes.
audible.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay, good. So each match is identified by a string as is each player. So as you can see, each match and each player, the scores are all integers. The names associated with the match are not fixed here. They are match 1, match 2, match 3, um, like that, and not the names of the players. Okay, so if these names can be anything than match 1, match 2, match 3, it could be any other. Okay. A player need not to have a score recorded in all matches. So define a Python function orange cap D that reads the dictionary D of this phone and identifies the player with the highest total score. Your function should return a pair of player name and top score, where player name is a string and the name of the player with the highest score, and the top score is an integer. Okay, then the total score of the player name. The input will be, please turn off the mic as anyone is turned it on. So the input will be such that there are never highest totals ties for highest total score. So start the function. So our function name was orange cap t. So here we'll so first thing we have to, so what we should do is we should have a dictionary where we'll have the sum of the total score. So the flow will be like this. If this is if so match 1 is, so match 1 if it has like some play p1 p2 p3, so and then match 2 will have some say p2 p5 p3 like that. So our first goal would be make a single dictionary where we'll have the D will have the, so the player P1 which who have scored like say M, sorry, no. So M1 plus M3 plus M4 like that etc. And maybe P2, for the P2 also same match 1 plus match 2 plus like that. We'll have a dictionary where we have the PN players and their score in MN matches, okay, like that for each of the players. So we'll have a dictionary like this. So for that we'll first design an empty dictionary. Sorry. uh, so say scores dict is equal to a dictionary. And now what we will do, will for each so in a dictionary there will be, so dictionary is the dictionary what we have is a two-level dictionary, right? So if this is my score board, whatever scoreboard is there, so it will have two dictionaries. First dictionary is this, and then upon on that there is a nested dictionary like this. So we'll say here that uh, for match in my default dictionary is D. So for match in D, which is my D, and if you do match in D, make sure it will make sure that it will iterate through the keys of the list, okay. So then my player is equal to D of, so player dictionary, some player dictionary will be there, player dictionary will be D of that match, correct. So in that particular match there are number of players, right? Now for player, so now we'll go through the player dictionary in the second go, and we'll check if that player name is there already in the score dictionary. If it is there, then we'll sum the score from with the previous score, and if it is not there, we'll add that player name, okay. So for player in, or rather I'll say for name, for name in player dictionary, if if name not in scoredict dot keys, you know that scoredict dot keys will give you in the list as a list of, it's not list but yeah, a list of keys in that particular dictionary, and it's not in scoredict dot keys, we'll say that okay, scoredict, that key, that name is equal to that particular score. So what is that particular score will be player dict name, correct? Because player dict is a dictionary where player dict is a dictionary where the dictionary name is dictionary name as keys of each player dict, correct? So in that key we have a value, that is the score. Player dict dot player dict in box bracket name is the value, like that. Else if the player name is already in there, then I'll say that okay, we'll replace the key and with the name of so we'll just replace the key and replace the value of the key by adding the previous name with the now name, correct? So here if this name is already there, so the value is getting added the score, okay. So this is our player dictionary. Now let us see if this works. Let's take one. I'll just take the, sorry. So we'll see if till now the score has worked. So we'll print out our dictionary for the time being. Let's see till the now if we are having properly. Okay. Yeah. So okay. Fine. We print the code. It will not print here now. See if it works. So it has like player 1 99. So let's see if our code is correct. 57 plus 42. So player 1 has played 2 matches. So let's see if 57 plus 42 is correct or not. Sorry, it's 99 for player 2. Also let's us see once. 38 and 41 correct. 38 and 40. So 38 plus 41. So that's our, we already have a dictionary. Now what we have to do is we have to just find out the score of the highest player name, the score of the highest player name and with the name, correct. So for that there are two ways to do. I'll first show you the longer way and then I'll show you the one line way. So first one line way is we'll make a say highest score equal to this and max name, whichever max score or maximum. So this is max. We'll say name and this won't be a list. This will be just max score. We'll start with it 0 and we replace the score, right? And max name is just, we'll first make it an empty string. Okay, so we'll again iterate through the score dictionary. So for name in scores dictionary, sorry, not available properly. So yeah. So if max score is less than, so it's strictly the value will be, there will be no ties, that is strictly there will be no ties in our input. So uh, for the timing, so that's why you want to do the equal to it. So if the max score is less than the score dict's name, that is the score, then replace max score with the score's name. Okay, and the max name will be just name. Max name will be just the, so yeah, and we'll what will get returned now here, for just to be show you what is what's the values. I'll just give a print statement. So this is my max, so return a tuple max name score. Since this is a tuple, will okay. And just to make sure the function is correct, whatever it is, we'll also give a return function to the same and do this one same. We'll delete this part because this we don't need, because we already did. So this was our dictionary. Okay, I'll not delete so that you can compare and see. Okay, there is some mistake is there. Max, okay, sorry, this should be max name. Max name So see, yeah, so as you can see there are like player 1 is 99, player 2 is 79, player 300, player 4 63, and player 3 is 100. So we got a correct in output that player 3 is 100. Okay, so yeah, so our program is working fine. Okay, is there now, this is the, I would say, what is the difficult, the longer part where I am iterating in like a writing a code, say how many lines, 1 2 3 4 5 6 lines code instead of the 6 lines code. So just one shortcut, if you press control 1, like by selecting the line of code, if you press control 1, it will automatically it will automatically delete sorry, automatically comment the codes you want, or you can just one go there and do it. Okay. And what will you do here, we'll use something inbuilt function known as zip. Okay, so we'll say, I'll just write it first, max of zip of I comma j. Okay, shoot is under tuple ij. I'll explain what is zip doing here. For I comma j zip code dot values comma code dot so if you are not so I think many things, it's a very complicated thing, I think, for a beginner. So first let me see if it is working fine. Okay, sorry, I did not do here. After the max, we'll turn it on the opposite side. Okay, let's see. So score it, what value of return max, sorry, should not go here. Sorry. So zip ij, for ij in zip score tick for values and score tick dot keys. This is my x is here. Okay, I should return it here. Is it should work? G see, so don't do it here. Wait, just 1 second. Let's see what this function is actually doing first, then we'll troubleshoot if there is any error here. So okay, okay, sorry, this is the issue I have faced. That's why it was helpful. Ij, max of ij, and max is there, so it should work. Now it should work. So okay, so I have used one something called max here, which is something that is uh, something that is quite obvious, that what this do is to just calculate the maximum. And so in a new thing that I've used is zip. Okay, so what does a zip do? So if I clear, so what does a zip do? So something, it's an inbuilt function known as zip. So say I have two lists L1, say I have 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and I have L2 that has like say 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 10. Okay, like that we have. So 7 comma, okay. So what this zip function does is, so if I say zip of L1 comma L2, so it iterates through L1 and L2, provided iterates through L1 and L2 and make a tuple, and so the one provided that it iterates only till the smaller list. So if I have, we would have here say 11 also here it would have iterated till 10 here, so 11 won't be there. So if I zip L1 L2 and I print the zip, so its elements will be like this: 1 5 2 6 3 7 4 10, but it will stop here only. Okay. It iterates only till the smaller of the two lists, whatever you, it can be list or it can be anything that you can iterate. It can be a list, it can be a set, it can be anything that you can iterate. Okay. So just to show one example what zip does here, so I'll again make some two lists. So let's make L1 is say 1. Okay, just make it like a dictionary, whatever we have. So we have like P1, we have player 1, so P1, P1, P2, then we have P3, like that we have, and we have another list which is like the score. It's just one example. Say P1 has score of 46, P7, and yeah, 70. Like that we have score. So now, okay, sorry. So we have our L1 and L2 here, as you can see. And if I do now for, so that's what I am doing for I comma j in zip of L1 comma L2, for I comma j in L1 comma L2. If I print you the I comma j, you see that we have like this. So player 1, player 2, player 3, and these all are in a tuple. Okay. Now what I am doing here is I am making a list where is like ij for ij. So if I do a list comprehension like similarly, instead of like this, so to a list comprehension instead of doing this, so if I do I comma j for ij in, and this is a list or tuple, whatever, this is a list. So let me this L3, go to this. So you can see the elements of the L3, it's a tuple. Now Max is a very interesting thing. Okay, so instead of, if I do it have, so Max is very interestingly, it works on the all the tuple. So Max of, say a tuple, if I make a list of tuple or tuple of tuples like that, 1 comma 4, change this if I do max of this comma say 5,6 and max of say 7 comma some string, uh, so if it would sort the, it will give me the maximum, it will give me the maximum of uh, with respect to the first element of the tuple. Okay, so if I do this, it should give me max r 7 r, sorry, 7 r. Okay, so the same thing I am doing it here only here. So I want to have the the player name who has the maximum score and the score. Okay, so I have made a tuple ij in a zip. I have zipped the two things, score dig dot values, that is the score, and score dig dot keys. Okay, so it's a key value pair, so we'll have it in a order of values and keys. So for then for ij, that is the I is the value of the score dot values and j is the score dot keys. We'll make a list of a tuple of tuples and find the max of that tuple, and then we are just interchanging the, we are just printing it in opposite order because we want the player name first, then the player uh, score first. Okay, so that is like, if you, instead of writing like some 6 7 line of codes, you can just do it in one line using just a small zip function as and list comprehension. I hope it's clear now with you.
Could you repeat this slicing, please, once? How, what are
Which,
you doing?
okay,
The last minus one.
yeah, okay, so I am zipping two lists or two
Yes,
dictionary components, score
yes,
dot values and
hmm,
score dot keys. Okay, now I am
yes,
doing a list comprehension where I am
yes,
returning ij as a tuple, and
mm,
for I is the values iterating through the score dot values, and
yes,
j is iterating to the score dot keys. Okay,
yes.
now I am trying to find the max,
Maximum, right?
max uh,
Okay.
of the tuples of tuples. So I'm making a tuple of tuples in list comprehension. If you it's confusing, I can make it as a list also. This it will also be, I think,
Okay,
uh,
we are making a tuple instead of list. Okay,
you can
that
do
is
list also, doesn't matter,
okay.
I
Okay.
think. Sorry, should
There will be only two values in a list or a tuple, right? One key, one value, right?
doesn't matter, you can, it can be any, I mean,
No, what we are fetching is max is one. There will be one key and one value. That will be max value based on the max value.
yes, because
I mean, there will be only one set of key.
key,
One set of
because it's our, like it's our we have assumed that there will be no ties of the high score. We have already assumed that, so it won't
okay.
matter much. Okay, okay, if it is,
Okay, so we are just inverting the sequence of value and keys. We are converting it to keys and value, right?
yeah. The
Okay.
tuple is like values and keys. We're just converting with this because we want the return like this one. So
Excuse me, sir.
yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, I cannot sir, code, sir, because this problem is hard for me.
Sorry, I can't understand your problem.
What what can I do, sir?
I cannot hear you. Can you speak? Like
Yes.
its voice is breaking. Hello.
Sir, I want to say that, sir, I have not, I can't code, sir.
Uh, see.
I can't code.
Okay. So if you can't code, that means you have to go back to your base. I mean, from the week one, see the sir is teaching you from one by one lesson, right? So you have to understand each steps, like why it is doing from, and from basics, like for understanding from the basics, right? Like what are the values, how a for loop works, or if how a if function works. See, Python is not very difficult. For I was one of the person who didn't have I was at a zero knowledge before I started learning Python. just 2 years back, and I do code a lot
Yes,
nowadays.
sir.
Yes, so it's not difficult. You have to go back to your basics and understand the basics first. If your basics are clear, if you know how a for loop works, um, how a if statement works, how a function works, you should be able to code Python. If you know English, you can do Python. There is no, don't be scared or be like demotivated. Just go back to your basics again and again till the point if you don't understand each line of the code. I am
Yes, sir.
writing this
Thank you, sir.
code because I understand each line of the code. So try to understand every line what they are doing. If you don't understand any, maybe it's a very silly thing, but ask in the group or ask who knows around you, so who can make you understand that okay, this is how it works. Okay, so it's not difficult. You
Yes, sir.
have to
Thank
just
you.
be persuasive. You have to just pursue it and be patient. It will work. Don't worry. Okay, so we'll move to the next function. And so this code is a little bit complicated one, and it is a big little bit complicated one. Yeah, so let us consider polynomials in a single variable x with integer and coefficient. For instance, 3x to the power 4, so this is actually to the power 3x to the power 4 plus minus 17x square minus 3x plus 5. Each term of the polynomial can be represented as a pair of integers, the coefficient this one and the exponent this one. Okay, the polynomial itself is then a list of such pairs, and we have the following constraints to guarantee that each polynomial has a unique representation. First, terms are sorted terms are sorted in descending order of exponent. No term has a zero coefficient, and no two terms have same exponent. Exponents are always non-negative, so this should be always non-negative, and this cannot ever be zero, and this should be always like 4 3 2 1 like that order. Okay, so like this polynomial we can represent in like this list of tuples 3 4 7 minus 17 2 minus 3 1 with x to the power 1 minus 5 x to the power 0, and the zero polynomial like that is represented by an empty list. So write a Python function for following operations: add poly, that is p1 and p2 is two polynomials, and multipoly, again two polynomials, that does addition and multiplication of two polynomials. You may assume that inputs of these functions follow the representation given above, and so correspondingly the outputs from this also should obey the same constraints. You can write auxiliary functions to clean up polynomials and remove zero terms like that. You may also want to convert list representation to a dictionary representation and manipulate the dictionary representation. Okay, so these are some example what it should do. So add poly will be like 4 3 this one, so that is 4x cube plus 3 plus minus 4x cube plus 2x. So 4x cube minus 4x cube is 0, so 2x plus 3. In this one, add poly minus 2x, so 2x plus minus 2x is 0. Multiplication we should have like this, so x cube, then x square, and x, then in minus 1 minus x minus 1, so this should go back and fine. So this is our basic polynomial function that will have like a matrix multiplication will do it. Okay, so yeah, so I'll first do two things. I'll have to first I'll write one auxiliary function is p. I'll say that okay, clean up the auxiliary function and make it as a dictionary. So what I have done is here, sorry, okay, so while time, this is a very easy things to do. So I have made a dictionary eq, which is an empty dictionary first. So I'll first make an empty dictionary so that I can keep the equation in a pair of coefficient and the exponent. Okay, so in a pair for p, if I am p is this particular array, my p is for pair in p is pair 0, which is the coefficient. This is our coefficient, correct, and exponent is our pairs 1. In the next iteration it should also be like this. Now we say that the coefficient cannot be 0 and exponent should be greater than equal to 0, correct, because it's non-negative exponent. So we'll say that if coefficient is not equal to 0 and exponent is not equal to 0, we'll say that if exponent is not in equation dot key, so it can have like multiple, say I can have something like a exponent where I can have, why I'm doing this, I'll just explain this way. I can have a polynomial like this 1 2 comma 3 2, so it's basically, sorry, 3 2 and comma say 0, yeah, like that. So if we have like this, so this is basically just x square plus 3x square, right? So 3x square plus 3x square, so we should make the actual writing should have been like this. I think should have been like this, that 3 plus 1 4, so 4 2 should have been the actual representation of the polynomial, correct, but we have not done it. So why, so that's why I make sure that if exponent is not in equation dot keys, so this is the exponent here, correct. So equations exponent, now I'm turning this on the opposite, so I'm making equations key as exponent and the value I am changing it to coefficient. Okay, if it is not there, then make it as a new key. If it is still there, you just plus equal to, just the same thing what I had done here. Okay, the same thing. Okay, and return the equation. Now this is just to clean up the my equation and make it in a dictionary representation. Okay, then we'll define the add poly function, which will have two p1 p2, and we'll run our cleanup function to two times. So cleanup of p1, so my p1, new p1 will be this, and my p2 will be again cleanup of p2. Okay, so now how our polynomial function, our polynomial addition works is just, if you just do a if you just do a polynomial addition, if you just do a polynomial addition, so if my polynomial is say x cube plus 2x plus 3, and if I add x cube plus 3x square plus 6, so I'll just calculate whatever the same whatever thing has same exponent, I'll just calculate. So this should be 2x cube, this doesn't have any exponent, so we'll say that okay, this doesn't have any exponent, so it will be 3x square. This also doesn't have any same exponent here, so 2x plus 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. Okay, so how our representation should be here, that poly 2 3 comma 3 2 comma 2 1 comma 9 0 should be our representation. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing here also. We say that okay, now you iterate through one. So now remember p1 and p2 are just a dictionary. Okay, it's not now an so if I just do a debugging here and show you, okay, I should first call some function. call the function. If I call the function like this and do a debugging now here, so see P1 is now a sorry, P1 is now a dictionary which as a key is the exponent. So here is the key is the exponent, and uh, the the value is the coefficient. Same goes for this. If like that, if I just also run once more, see this is also now become like that, just to show you. Okay. Now what I will do, we'll just add this. So for pair in P1, I will say that okay, if P1 is there in P2, sorry, sorry, uh, sorry, please bear with me. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Now if we say that just show me. Expected in okay. For pair in P1, if we say that okay, if so the again the coefficient is the exponents pairs 0, and so I'll say that okay, my exponent sorry, for keys I should say for key. So the key is actually the um, exponent, and the value is the coefficient, right? So if keys in P1 dot keys, so if it is P2 dot key, so if a key is already present in the P2 dot keys, then what we will do again, we're just doing the same thing here, plus equal to okay. So we'll say that if it is there, okay, go ahead and okay. So P2 that keys, P2's keys, P2's that particular keys should be plus equal to, because I'm checking that if cube, say if I'm considering cube, if cube is there in, if 3 is there in both the equation, if it is there, then okay, add the coefficients. Okay, so 1 is the coefficient is 1, here the coefficient is 2, so 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay, P2 keys plus equal to will be my P1 whatever is keys there. Okay, is it clear now? I'm just doing the same thing whatever I had done from the previous one also. If it is there, just plus it. If it is not there, just else. If it is not there, sorry, else if it is not there, then two's keys. I think someone is messaging it. P2's keys is equal to P1 keys, right? So I'm adding the P2's keys and P1 keys if it is not there. So remember in this program I am changing changing P2 because I'm just adding up. So sorry, I am just adding up, so I'm just adding it up such like that is P2 is becoming the addition. So instead of that, we could have also done, I've just not done it because of the reason that then we have to iterate through two of the these two uh, pairs in separate way. So we have to first, if I say make a dictionary, say addition, and then I do it, so then I have to have dual that for keys P1, if for keys P1, and then for keys again in P2, if P2 is there, they in the P1, then add it, or it is not there, then not add it. Like that had to do, or two times we had to do, right? It is not no need of that, because if P2 is changing, uh, we don't have an issue of like P2 is, if P2 is changing, correct? So let's see if it works. Yeah, and okay, so next, this is how we have done. Now remember, we also have to follow these constraints, right? So how will you do this constant thing? It's a very easy. We'll just use a least comprehension. I'm just copying it.
Sir,
Yes,
could you share problem statement in the message box, sir?
problem statement in the message box, sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Problem statement. Okay. Okay, I think it doesn't have this big. Um, yeah, the problem is that the problem statement, if I'm sharing it, it's not coming the full thing. So so not done. It's not coming the full thing. Yeah, it's not coming the full thing was not coming. I'll do one thing. I'll share the same in YouTube. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
you comment, I'll share it. So this is the section. I think here it will, yeah, here it is. Here also it won't work because again it too. So the problem is that problem statement I cannot share at any message because all the messages are like some limit is there. Cannot do. Sorry.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a big problem statement. Okay, fine. So and we'll just doing a list comprehension. Let's see. Yeah. So we're making that. So I was just changing addition. So we have to now we have so now P1 P2 after this code. If I just give you till here, if I just give a breakpoint and show you by debugging. Okay, and let's see. So now P1, so P2 is my actually addition dictionary, correct? Because here you can see 5 minus 4, like that it says done. So sorry, 4. Here nothing will be added. So 10 to the power 4 by 4. Okay, so P2 is my addition dictionary. Yeah, so let's see what is there. Addition is I comma j, so I'm making it as a tuple option for ij. Now for example this one, so not this one, I have to just show you one. Yeah, for example this one, if I do this one, there would be zero coefficient or negative exponent, which are not a valid polynomial. So for that we are saying that, but negative we are already, negative exponents are already getting sorted here. So we are saying that okay, ij, for ij, in again I'm doing zip whatever I'm doing, p1 dot values and p1 dot keys, if I not equal to, again I am just flipping the values and keys values, because we want in the, because remember our keys are the exponent and the value as the coefficient. I'm just doing it in the opposite side, and let's see what is it. Sorry, I have not returned it. Yeah, 5 4 and 3 2. Let's see if it would work. So okay. So we'll do it manually also. So 5 4 3 2, just to make sure that our doing is correct. So we're saying that 5 comma 4, 1 is 3 comma 2, so that means 5 x to the power 4 plus 3x. The other one, minus 4 1 and minus 2 0. So minus 4 1 and sorry, minus 2 0. Okay, this one is minus 4x plus sorry, minus 4x plus minus 2. So what should be the addition? Should we say some mistake? So 4 plus 3x square minus 4x minus 2 should have been the option 2. Some mistake. Okay, let's see once here. Yeah, this is having correct here, so I think I have done some mistake. Sorry. Okay. So KLC1 key is equal to mistake here. For keys in P1, if keys in P2 does keys, I have done it in the opposite way. So if keys in P1 in keys doesn't matter.
Sir, then all the P2 keys will be lost. Is it?
Yeah. No. My bad. Yeah. It's correct only. I written the code correct only because I have copied it from there. That's why now it will work fine. Yeah. So it happened because I've copied it from here now. So here I had iterated to through P2 first and then added. Here I am iterating to P1 first. That's it's correct only. Written it correct. Okay. Sorry. Okay, and we have already sorted it on the descending order. So what is the sorting order? It should be based on the keys, right? It should be based on the exponent, right? So one thing we have not done here is we have not sorted it. So our this expression should have been correct, but then it is in the opposite direction. It's not in the correct orientation. So the correct orientation should be 3 0. So this should be correct orientation should have been like 4 5 4 then 3 2 minus 4 1 minus 2 0. Correct, we should follow that particular order like this one. So how do we sort that one? Okay, so here I have already sorted it. Okay, so you have to sort on the opposite direction. and make sure that okay. So in this one, it will be automatically sorted. So if I do it through P1, I think it will be automatically sorted, right? So if I do it in the opposite way, it should be automatically sorted. Just exchange P1 and P2 values and fill that keys, and we'll see that it will automatically get sorted. Okay, we'll do it in the opposite side. The reason I'm doing it in the opposite side because so if you see the first pair 543210, so 54 is the bigger one, like 4, then 2, this is the smaller one. So if I'm doing it on the whichever has the higher higher exponent value, it will get automatically sorted. And so one more thing, and then the multipoly. So due to less time, I just copy it and show you how it's doing. It's the same way whatever I'm doing, it's just the same way, but how we're doing at addition. So how the multiplication should work, um say, so the multiplication should work like this. So what is this? Okay, how the multiplication works, if I multiply x3 plus 1 into x square plus 2, it's x cube plus x square to say the x cube plus 2x square plus 2, it should be like x3 into x cube plus 2x square plus 2 plus 1 into x cube plus 2x square plus 2. This should be x to the power 6 plus 2x to the power 5 plus 2x cube plus x cube plus 2x square plus 2. So this x cube will get my 6 x to the power 5 plus 3x cube 2x square plus 2. Okay, so this should be now how the actually how we are doing it. So we are multiplying each of the one uh, uh, one value to the other, to each of the value of the other polynomial, right? And after that we are just seeing that okay, if there is any similar value, we'll add them. Okay, so the idea here is that you should check the wherever there is a the exponent should be added and the coefficients should be multiplied. This is what the idea is in this code. Okay, now in this one we have to make a new dictionary, otherwise we won't do. So we have, again, we have done just a cleanup and we'll make a dictionary multiply. Okay, now for I in P2, so we are iterating through two lists, and for I in P2 and for J in P1. So I in P2 would be a dictionary, P1 P2 is again a dictionary here, and if I plus J, so now remember the keys are the exponents. So we should always, in a multiply, we should always do I plus J, right? So x to the power 3 into x to the power 3 is x to the power 6. Okay, so if I plus j is not in multiply dot keys, then multiplies I plus j is actually the exponent. Now the exponent is the coefficient is p1 dot p2 dot I and p1 dot j, right? There are two exponents. The exponents are multiplied. So p2 into p2's I is the exponent of the first coefficient of the p2, and the p1's j is the coefficient of the p1. Okay, so and or else if that multiplication is already there, then we have to just plus equal to. Now again we are doing just the same sorting. If something is 0, I am just if something is the exponent is values is the coefficient, so coefficient is 0, then we will not consider this as a proper value. So we're just making a list comprehension through this, and we're printing the returning the multiplication. So let's see, it's working. 5 4, this one we should check. 1 2 and 3. Okay, this one. So sorry, so this one 3 into 4 is 12, and 2 plus 1 is 3, so 12 into 3. Then 3 into 7 is 26. 3 into okay, let's do it manually, otherwise we'll get confused. 3 1 minus 2 0, so 3 1 means 3x minus 2, multiplying it with 4 2 7 1 11 0. 4 2 means 4x square plus 7x and 11 0. Yes, 2 0. So plus 11. So let's see if we do it. 12x cubed plus 21x square plus 33 minus 8x square, then minus 14x minus 22. So these two are same and these two are same, so we should have 12x cubed minus plus 21 minus 8 13x square and minus 14x plus 11. So we should have 12 3 13 2 minus 14 1 and 11 0. See if that is, oh sorry, I think it's 33, sorry, 12 minus 2 into 11, why it is coming as minus 20 to 0. 3 1 minus 2 0, 6 minus 2 11 0. 3x, oh sorry, this should be 33x, right? This should be 33x. 3x into, yeah, 33x, yeah, that's all. So these two are same basically, sorry. So again 12x cube minus plus 13x square plus 22 will be the 33 minus 33 minus 14 will be 33 minus 14 is 33 minus 14 is 19 plus 19x minus 22. Correct now? Yeah. So 12 3 13 2 19 1 minus 22. So 12x cube plus 13x square, 19 into 1, 19x minus 22. 3 1 into this is a zero matrix, so I just multiplying it with 0, so you'll get a 0 value, and this we are going to do, will get the same thing. So yeah, so that's how the multiply. So here it's just this exercise was just for practicing list comprehension and iterating through the dictionary. So I think your whatever is done in the whatever I've shown in the assignment also, it is the same way. You will find it the same, that some list comprehension as well as the dictionary iteration is the main basic theme of the assignment. So yeah, so that's it for the today. Do you have any other question?
Could you explain the bigger notation for quick sort?
The big O notation. Okay. That, yeah, that I think it's better I'll explain in the, no, I have to open the video again. I think I'll explain that. I'll explain in the message. It's better I'll message in the explain. I'll also check
The
with the,
message
yeah, I'll mail you back. Okay.
to everyone?
Yeah, to everyone.
Okay.
Fine. Good. Someone else has done, because I have to see the video again how we have sir explained.
Okay.
Okay, Satyanarayana Reddy has okay, if there is no further question, then I'll stop presenting and I'll end the meeting here. Thank you for joining, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.